let's focus on crude oil real quick. We'll get into potential setup coming up and also what we got going on right now. Let's go over that real quick. One sec. I want to go over, there's only two setups we learned on the black charts. That's it. They're both with trend. Go over these real quick. Hold on a sec. Mark this up. We'll get rolling here. 1 second, Gerald. Okay. Let's go over the setups, what we got going on. First of all, let's go what we have. Okay. Gerald, you rolling on crude oil? Okay, he's in. All right, so let's go over what we have here, guys and gals. We have what's called two setups in the trade room on the black charts. We have a number 1 setup and a number 3 setup. Okay? A number 1 setup and a number 3. There's only 2 setups you can do on the black charts. That's it. Only 2 setups. Okay? They both have to be with this trend filter, this what's called a 5-minute trend filter. You cannot go against this 5-minute trend filter on these 2 setups. So I got a number 3 and then I got a number 1. All right? They both have to be with 5-minute trend. I got a longer term moving average, which is the magenta moving average, and a shorter term, which is the white moving average. All right? If the magenta is angled down and you are crossed down, you're in a downtrend. We have 2 value areas we play off of. We play off market profile. Same setup's been working for 30 years. We don't trade off the control point, which is the most volumes that has been traded. We're trading off value areas. There's 2 value areas that I show. I have showed 2 charts with market profile in the black charts. I show the high value area, which is HVA, which is the red. And I show the low value area, which is the LVA, which is the green. So we got HVA, which is the red, HVA, high value area. That is the red crosses, HVA. And I have low value area, which are the green plus signs, okay, or crosses. All right? The key is this. There's only 2 setups we need to learn on the black charts with trend. Obviously, we're in a downtrend. You never buy low value area, these green plus signs, in a downtrend. You do not counter trend trade off the black charts. Never. What you do, however, is you sell the first test of the red plus signs when the market comes within 2 ticks, maximum 3 ticks of this area. Right here, HVA. When it comes within maximum 3 ticks, so when you're getting within 2 ticks, we look for a pull-in bar for a number 1 trade. The goal is to go from market profile all the way to market profile. We can scale using our symmetry dots, which I'll show you in a second. The key is to go from one profile to the next profile. Ultimately, the third set of symmetry dots is a nice goal also. But what this is called is selling high value area, the first test a high value area in a downtrend. All right? So we're trying to sell the first test of high value. Now, if we're in a downtrend, we do not buy green. We let green break, low value area, let it retest within 2, maximum 3 ticks, and then look for a pull-in bar. So that's all we're going to trade is a number 1 and a number 3 setup. There's only 2 setups you need to learn on the black charts with trend. Number 1, number 3. Now what happens is I have 2 charts that relate to a number 1 and number 3. So I'll show you. 2 charts. Okay? So I got this bottom left chart, which I just showed you, which my HVA just nailed the high value area nailed the high right there. Then I got a low value. So I got low value and high value on this bottom left chart. That's more volume based. And then I got a more price based profile, which is over here. Now the price based profile is exactly the same thing as the volume profile. The first test of price or volume, whichever comes first, is your entry. If they're close within 10 ticks, you take the outer edge one. The first one, that's the outer edge. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the first break retest on a number 3 with overall trend, or the first retest deep retracement on a number 1. The key is the first test of the area, and that is the methodology. So you're always going to trade a number one, a deep retracement, my market profile called the exact high to the tick this morning. And it just did it again over here on volume profile. So you can see they're very similar. The crosses are the same. Volume profile calls a high. Price profile called the high earlier. Same setup's been working for 30 years. Same exact setup. Market's in a downtrend. Take the first retest of high value area within 2 ticks, maximum 3 ticks. Look for a pull-in bar. You don't buy green on the black charts. You cannot counter trend trade these black charts. You can only counter trend trade the J signal when it gets into a corrective wave back inside of my J signal market profile. Let me repeat. The only time you're going to counter trend trade is on my J signal on your own Ninja charts when it gets back inside of the profile that we provide you with NinjaTrader. That's the only time you're going to do it. You're not going to counter trend trade off these black charts. It's always with 5-minute trend. Always. It's always the first test of high value, the red with trend, or the break retest of low value with trend. So if I look at my setups going forward, I have a possible sell at 46.11 if it gets up there within 2, maximum 3 ticks. That's my next setup on price profile. I have no setup on volume profile because I just came off of it for a trade setup right here. I just came off of volume profile. That was a sell. Our first target's out. We're trying to let the runner run now. So, but as you can tell, I'm trying to sell the first test of high value with trend. Trend was down. It's actually a shark bite trade. A shark bite trade on our website. If you go to daytradingthefutures.com, I have a little shark on there. The reason being, looks like a little seagull there, a little shark, mouth opening up right here. If you look at the smaller moving average versus the longer, if you see that, that means you're going to have a real good number one coming up with a good spread. You see the smaller moving average gets out of alignment, starts a hook. It's like a little seagull opening. I call it a shark bite. That means that first number one is going to be a heck of a short, and sure enough, that little sucker nailed it. And then this one down here, look at the big wide mouth spread. Comes up to my market profile. My market profile nails it again. Now, consequently, my number 3 worked out great with the number 1. They confirmed each other. I got volume profile on a number 1 first retest, and I got a retest of a number 3 on a second test, which gave me confirmation on this as a huge short. All right? Now, so there's only 2 setups, number 1, number 3. I got volume down here, price down here. Okay? That's how we're going to do it, only with trend. The magenta moving average has been angled down. I don't care if this crosses right here a little bit. That's not trend up. The angle's down. We're only shorting today. We're not taking any longs off the black charts. Let all those novice market profile traders that have no clue how to trade it try to take longs in this type of market. We're trading shorts right now. Okay? Now, if we look how we pour ourselves in when we come within 2 ticks, I use my J signal 3 Simrenko. Here was a setup. Now watch how this works. It's a gorgeous little setup. Right here is J signal. My 3 Simrenko I use to pull myself in all black chart trades. I got a number 1 black chart trade and number 3, only with trend. I never buy green in a downtrend, and I never sell red in an uptrend. So we've been in a downtrend, only sell red. Here's volume profile. Here's a break retest of price profile. So when I come within 2, maximum 3 ticks, here I come. Green bars, green bars, green bars, green bars. Uh-oh, I'm at 52. I'm at 52 right here. Right here, I'm at 52. Right there, I'm at 52 on volume profile right here. What do I do? Do I just sell it? Do I put a limit in? No. You don't put a limit in. You need confirmation that the market's going to turn us or pull us into the market. So what we're going to do is we're going to use my proprietary Renko bar. We don't use tick charts. We don't use volume charts. We use minute charts. Since I developed my Renko bar, it's not lagging like those. It gives us good price action. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a doji or spinning top once I get within 2, maximum 3 ticks. A spinning top will be blue. They'll turn blue on my Renko bars. Or I'll have a plus sign, which is the doji or a cross. I only play off those 2 candlesticks on my black charts. There's my beautiful doji, which is a reversal candle, right on top of my low value area, which is a number 3 trade by itself on J signal. So what do I have now? I have 3 times confluence. I got my number 1 over here that works all by itself, volume profile to the bottom left. I got my number 3 on the second test on price profile. And I got a number 3 test on my J signal, my own market profile that works on J signal. So what do? I need to close a 3/4 body candle close or just a partial candle close. It doesn't have to be 3/4. Partial candle close. The body of the candle, not the wicks, below the low of that spinning top or doji. This is your exact pull-in bar. This is where you, when it closes, you pull the trigger. Exactly to the exact bar. We know the exact bar to get into these on these black charts. The exact bar. Not, well, it's an area. Let's maybe think about buying and selling here. Well, maybe it's a sell. No, either it's a sell or it's not. Either it's a buy or it's not. There's no guessing. There's no, well, maybe I should pull myself in. Hey, if I'm in a downtrend, I'm the first test, and I get pulled in, that's your exact bar when it closes that you pull yourself in. Exact bar. There's no thinking about it. There's no subjectivity to the system. Either it's a sell or a buy or it's not. Okay? When you get in, when you pull yourself in here, you use a maximum 15 tick stop on all my black chart trades. All of them. No more than 15 ticks. If it's not going to work out with 15 ticks, the trade's probably not going to work out. You don't want to sacrifice more than $150 on crude oil per one contract. All right? I use 13 ticks. I don't risk more than $130 on these number 1 and number 3 trades. All right? I wouldn't do more than 15 ticks. All right? So that's a number 1 trade. So I got a number 1 trade with a number 3 right here. They conflude. 2 of my setups, they conflude together to give me an ultimate sell setup. All right? Now, once you get short, what do you want to do? Well, once you get short, you need to scale. So I use these symmetry dots. Below. Either you have your automated exit or use these blue symmetry dots to exit. So your first scale, no matter what's got to be here. And then you can go break even +1 or put 2 ticks above the swing high if you want to be a little bit more aggressive. You do not want to hold half your position past these symmetry dots on the first test. If you're selling 6 contracts, you got to be out 3 within 2 ticks of these symmetry dots. You'd be out right here on the first set. And then you try to let it 2 ticks above the swing high. Or if you want to be a little bit more conservative, break even +1. All right? Now, that's the black charts, right? Gerald, go to gold real quick. Gold had the same exact setup. Exactly the same. It was exactly the same setup that I'm teaching you. Same exact setup. So the gold setup, market's in a downtrend. Look at my price profile. I mean my volume to the bottom left. There's my gorgeous high value area, 11,1970. There is my beautiful low value area, 11,1963. Hello, we got confluence. They're within 7 ticks of each other, so you want to take the higher one. Remember, within 10 ticks, take the higher one, 11,1970. It comes within 2 ticks, maximum 3 ticks. You can pull yourself in at 11,1970 for a short on that one also. All right? So the next number 1 on gold would be beautiful, 11,2233. Look at this gorgeous selfie at 11,2233. I got my high value area up here, plus my hedge overlapping. Now, why in the heck do I have this ATR chart on the upper left on gold and crude? It tells me when I have confluence on a number 1 or number 3 with J signal or my black charts. Look at gold tank. Look at this tank. My system just called the exact high to the exact bar. Right here's my ATR at 11,1949. So look how the ATR called it with my number 1. They had confluence. So I use that upper chart, that number 2-minute chart to call that trade. Now look at gold. Once it came up there, I need a pull-in bar, right? You know the exact bar on gold too. Use the highest high pull-in bar. There's my highest high one right there. You can actually right here too. So when it closes the body of the candle close, here's my exact bar to pull myself in on gold. And now it just called the exact bar entry on gold also. Using a 3 sim rank to pull myself on the black charts. I'm not counter trend trading, but guess what it was? It was also a number 1 and number 3 together, just like crude oil was on our last trade. They were the exact same setup. So you have to understand what a number 1, number 3 is. You only trade the black charts with trend. Look at gold tank. There she goes, guys. There she goes. 11.1860 was the fill. I'm down to 11.1570. We knew the exact bar. Same with gold. Don't risk more than 15 ticks. No more than $150 risk on gold per one contract on the number ones and number threes. All right? So that's called a number one and number three on gold and crude. We never trade against the trend. Okay? We never want to trade against the trend. Now, let me pull this up before Gerald turns this off on gold, on crude oil. Check this out. I already have a line in the sand trade. We already know on J-Signal, my long-term charts, that this is a sell setup. We know the first test of my black line, the first test with overall trend is a sell. That's a sell all by itself without these black charts right here. That's a sell all by itself without the black charts. All by itself. So we had confluence here on the black charts also. Not only do we have a number one on crude oil, on the volume profile and price, we got a pull-in bar here to pull ourselves in on that last short. All right, so give you a really, really good confluence, but that's a nice short setup. Consequently, on gold, same thing. It broke through low value and then pulled yourself in right there on gold right here also on the short. Same thing for confluence. Your highest high, spinning top. Once that broke that low, you got confirmation. Gold's going southbound on the Greyhound. So our long-term charts confirmed with our J-Signal charts. All right? They work out really, really good together. The first test of the black line in the sand with trend is a setup.